Let's begin. I'm going to take you back now. Feel all weight drift away. How are you feeling?
Good, I think.
Do you recall anything from the session? Focus. What is happening?
This was the day Billy was taken.
Them kids. They didn't stay buried. As if the earth itself was allowing this horror to rise up.
There's some unsettling similarities to the 100-Acre Massacre.
It's not safe. There have been loads of murders being dashed down.
Tell me everything you saw, please.
I knew that this day would come.
All of Ashdown will burn.
All right, guys, this is the one that got me super excited when I heard there was going to be a Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2. They were going to give us Tigger.
Yeah,
you know,
here he is.
And here he is, Lewis Santor. Welcome to my show, and congratulations. Now, according to your IMDb, is this your first movie?
My first ever film, yeah, first ever film.
Wow.
Yeah, I graduated
cool.
from drama school last July, and then I got this movie role, I think, a month after graduation. So it was like it's my first ever film, like ever. I've done like
wow,
films since.
dude, this is special.
Yeah,
You're the first one I've
really
interviewed
special.
from the cast. This is their first,
First ever
time.
film. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a great start to the industry. It's perfect start to the industry.
How did you get? So you just explained how you got the role out of acting school. So how do you feel portraying such a lovable childhood character that is not going to necessarily be that interpretation?
Yeah, I've been telling everyone, like, I love it because Tigger was always my favorite one in the cartoon. Like, and I even had like Tigger toys, and I had like a Tigger, like an animatronic Tigger and stuff like that. And he like always had like merchandise, and he was always my favorite one for the cartoon. So the fact that and obviously I'm a massive fan of horror movies as well. So like I love Pennywise, I love Freddy Krueger, and they're like inspirations for this character. So when I got cast as Tigger, when I had the character breakdown sent to me, first of all, I remember reading it and thinking, this is like my dream role, because it's literally my favorite childhood character that I had like toys of and stuff, mixed with people that I love now, and he's sort of merged them together and made this character, and now I'm portraying him. So for me, it's like a dream.
There you are, right there.
There I am. Yeah, I love that shot. There's a lot of feathers everywhere, so I can't say why. But yeah, it looks like I've just.
Oh no! Well, they released the other posters, and you're standing next to Al, who I interviewed a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they released the character posters. And like I said, this is where I pulled that one from, because I had a previous picture that I was going to use. This one, they dropped it right before the interview. So yeah, there you are, man. How long did it take you to get up in all this getup?
Well, the first day took 2 hours, so it was like not too bad. And then by like day 3, it was down to an hour and a half. So it really didn't take too long. They sort of it was the couple who did the prosthetic studio, and they're wonderful what they do. And they kind of, once they worked out what's the best way of going around it and what's best, like the order to do it, it was down to about an hour and a half. So it was literally, you'd sit there, you'd obviously get out your clothes, and then you would be like loaded like talcum powder put over you, like baby powder. You'd have like a hairnet on, and then it was like in 4 bits. So the prosthetics would come over to you. It comes about down here on your chest, and it's like a hood. So it's like your face is sort of out, and then you have like a chin piece, then a forehead piece, and obviously it's all molded to my face, and obviously it's just sticking to it fine with like glue and stuff. And then finally you have this like one little bit of the face there, and once that's on, you're there, like you're ready to go. But it wasn't too bad at all. I quite enjoyed it, to be fair. It's quite nice to sort of have that chance to sit in the chair and you sort of can prep mentally. Do you know what I mean? So whilst that's going on, the other two, they're talking a bit, but they're focusing on their thing. So I'm sat there drinking Monster, and just sort of getting in so I did a lot of research for the character. So I was just getting in that sort of mental state to then playing for throughout the night.
How did they do the tail? Because I saw in the trailer, which will air before the interview. How did they do the tail and make that move? Was that just regular? So
that's CGI, the tail. So I didn't know I was getting a tail when I first got on set. There was there was no sort of discussion of a tail until maybe the last day. I think Scott might have mentioned we might have your ears move and a tail, stuff like that. And I remember hearing it literally on the last day on set. And I thought, oh wow. I just pictured it was sort of just a human body, but the tiger head and the tiger hands. And do you know what I mean? But not that sort of much like a tiger where it's actually a tail and stuff. So when I actually found out, I was like, oh wow. And then Reese, the director, sent me a picture of the tail 2 weeks before the trailer. But my first time seeing the tail in action moving around was when the trailer came out. So I was just as excited as the fans to see this tail. People were going, oh my God, the tail. And I was like, oh my God, I know.
This is a massive jump because, like I said, I've been on board with this ever since when they were first filming it, and I knew what kind of budgets and constraints that they were under. Yeah, just the CGI tail alone, right there, is a massive upgrade in between the first movie and this one.
Imagine.
So describe. So for some people who are going to be some unsuspecting victims and have grown up with the lovable, cuddly Tigger, the excitable Tigger, describe to give us a feel for what this Tigger is, what we should be expecting.
This Tigger is, he's been described already, as the most vicious one of them all, and he is the most vicious one out of the guys, out of all the monsters. He's sort of the loose cannon of the group. People kind of refer to him as that, and that is that perfectly describes him. He is the loose cannon, whereas and I feel like he enjoys the killing so much more. I feel where I've said Pooh, Piglet and Owl are sort of killing people from a place of pain and revenge, where I feel Tigger, he's doing it completely because that's what he loves doing. He's killing for the sake of killing.
I love this version already.
That's that. And even I'm not going to give too much away, but he's almost the one that even Pooh and that try and sort of keep down a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's but then the character posters just came out today and it says the cat is out of the bag.
That's the one I was going to use. And then I got this one, and then I'm like, I don't want to have the words on the screen. I'm gonna get all those posters, dude.
So that's what it says. The cat is out of the bag. So that perfectly describes the character. He is that kind of even when he gets out, it's even Pooh and Piglet and Owl would be oh God, Tigger's out. He's that kind of character. He's even crazy, too crazy compared to them.
I can't wait to have your poster behind me.
Good. Yeah. I'd love to see that.
But when I talked to Scott. And he told me the amount of death and carnage on this one is tenfold. So I am I almost teared up because I'm tigers are dangerous to begin with. Now I got a homicidal one.
And
it's like they've taken every childhood serial killer and on-screen killer from my childhood and turned them into Winnie-the-Pooh, which I think is amazing. But
it's great.
But now this sets the stage for if this is your first film, everything else would be a little bit easy.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. People keep saying that. It's so physical. I feel now, I've done stuff since, and I've played humans, and it's so easy to play humans now because it's this is it's very physical and it's very animated, and I'm doing a different accent and stuff. So it's after you get this out of the way, you feel like you can do anything now.
That's right, because they're talking. Because I remember in the first one, spoiler alert for anybody that's been out, should have gone and seen it already. But Pooh only talks at the beginning, and when he says you left us,
he said, you left. Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
you left. And then at the in the trailer, I'm like, dude, they're talking. We
talk a lot. Yeah.
Tigger's talking, but this is when I asked everybody else this, I get a lot of pushback on this one because it's like I told Scott, you're ruining my child and all this, and Scott explained it. If your child could be ruined by this, probably didn't have one. But do you get a lot of reaction from do you get a lot of reaction from people now that you're taking on such an iconic character? Do you get any negative reaction, or is it all in good faith?
Not yet. I've had nothing negative yet. Nothing. I've seen sort of the main posts and people big sort of Instagram accounts posting about it. I've seen some of the comments a bit negative, but to me personally, nothing at all. I've been very lucky. I've had nothing but great positive things. I've had a really nice fan base already. The messages again on Instagram are great. really supportive messages. Because I thought that going into this, I didn't care, but I thought this could be something that could happen. Like, I could get some hate from this, and I was prepared for that. But there's nothing so far. Nothing so far. It's all great things. People love what they've seen so far in the trailer and from the pictures. So hopefully it stays like that. You know,
I can't wait for the discotheque scene.
Yeah.
What's been told to me that, you know, the discotheque scene where you guys are completely going down.
Crazy. Yeah.
So I am looking for that, because, like I said, it just, I got a feeling once I see this, I'm going to have a bigger appreciation of that first movie. Yeah, because it was such small on a small budget.
You couldn't have this movie without the first movie. Do you know what I mean? This is the movie they needed to make the first one, for then this one to then come out and then people to love this one. Like, that first one had to be put in place. And I think once this one comes out, people will then appreciate the first one, because that's the foundation. They built the foundation there. And now they can have fun, like some fun with it.
It's almost like it's Army, like, you know, Evil Dead, the low budget one that they made didn't get appreciated until they had to basically do Evil Dead 2, which is basically redid the beginning, and then Army of Darkness. So none of those really happened. What you said you're into horror. What kind of horror are you into?
So my favorite horror character is Pennywise, the one from the 2017 version, Bill Skarsgård. He was like a big inspiration for this character. I also love Freddy Krueger, and he was another big inspiration for this character. But I'm obsessed with Evil Dead Rise at the moment. Evil Dead Rise, I've watched it so many times. I watched it a couple of times in cinemas, and I found it really scary. But it scared me. That's what I liked about it. And now I've watched it. It's on Netflix now, so I keep watching it. But that mum was big inspiration for Tigger as well. Like Elisa Sutherland, the possessed mum. She's so frantic and crazy and just always high energy. So I looked at her a lot, actually, for inspiration. So that's something I'm sort of obsessed with that film at the moment. But yeah, if I had to say my favorite sort of character, I'd say Pennywise, and like the 2017 version of it, I love it. Also love Scream. I love the Scream films. Absolutely love Scream. Scream 6 in particular. So a lot of horror. I just love horror films. I can watch them all day long.
Yeah, Pennywise. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when I watch that, especially that particular version, because I grew up with Tim Curry on the TV movie, and then to see a much more violent version of Pennywise. I mean, literally ripping the kid's arm off. You know, there's no more. They just rip the guy's arm off.
I think it's that sort of that frantic movement that he has. That's what I looked at. I looked at Art the Clown as well, from that slow movement.
Oh no, not Art.
Like Pennywise. He's quite slow, and then it's just his crazy frantic energy. And I remember I watched so many horror films to prep for this film, and I remember watching that. And any sort of character that did that, such as Evil Dead Rise and Art the Clown and Pennywise, it works. It scared me. So I was looking at stuff. I was thinking, what scares me, and what can I put into this character? That's what I was thinking.
See, Art clowns in general don't frighten me.
No,
Art the Clown disturbs me.
Yeah, God, yeah.
The stuff that Art the Clown does,
so good. But he doesn't talk and he doesn't make any sound. You think he's a mute clown, but yet he's terrifying. He
can saw a woman in half in the manner that he does, and then it's like, so on a scale of gore and violence, okay, let's use Art the Clown. How close are we to Art? How close is your Tigger to Art the Clown?
Tigger is up there. Tigger is up there. Does some horrid things. Yeah, I feel like there's that element of Tigger. What makes him different is, like, obviously it's very similar to Pennywise. He does eat things, like he eats parts of people and stuff like that.
He's a tiger.
He's a tiger. He has to eat. You know what I mean? And tigers eat people. So I think Art doesn't. Does he eat anyone? Oh, he does eat. He has a little nibble, doesn't he, Art the Clown?
Yeah. Let's just say Art prepares them for what could be a meal.
Yeah. He sort of has little nibble hands, doesn't he, at some point? I feel like Tigger's up there with Art. I think Tigger could be like good competition for Art the Clown. I really think he's on level with him. I do. I honestly believe that. I think people are going to watch this and compare him, I think.
It sounds like Tigger's the standout one that pretty much sets the movie on its ends. I can't wait for this, man.
He's just different. He's like the outcast of the group. He's like the misfit.
Awesome. So your first movie is a horror movie. You're in the makeup chair for the first time out. Bam, they got you some makeup. So what kind of things have you done since then? I mean, where are you at right now? Because
what's funny is since then. So before and after that, I was at the Globe doing Shakespeare. So when I first left drama school, I was at Shakespeare's Globe doing Romeo and Juliet, whilst I was texting the director for this film, sorting out this role. And then once I finished this film, I think a month later, I was back at the Globe doing a Midsummer Night's Dream. So it's crazy going from doing Shakespeare on the stage, all the old sort of, period costumes and stuff, to then getting in prosthetics and then like ripping parts of people off and stuff like that, and like going absolutely crazy, to then going back to the Globe and like reading Shakespeare text again. So that's sort of been, yeah. And I've done other like little films. I've played like a chav in like this film set in Essex, which is very different, obviously. I've done a few commercials and stuff. So like I haven't done anything as like edgy as Tigger yet. But it's just
wait
that
till
contrast.
Jagged Edge gets a hold of Shakespeare. That's really gonna.
Oh,
gonna go
that's a good idea. You know, it's not a bad idea.
I can't believe it.
For something. Yeah,
I can't believe Scott doesn't already have something in his head already for down the road.
Well, if he's watching this, I think I can note that one down, and I'm your man if you want anyone for it. You know what I mean? I'll do that. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah.
Jagged Edge is Shakespeare, man, and that's public domain, so he can start it on it right now.
Yeah, it's been public domain for hundreds of years, probably. Yeah,
So
brilliant.
I judge these movies on the scale of what I call the 3D scale: death, dismemberment, and destruction.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I going to be when I walk out of Pooh Blood and Honey?
10.
Oh man,
100%. This movie is like I wasn't there for obviously all the parts, like for like all the Pooh scenes and stuff like that, and Owl scene and Piglet scene. But I've obviously read the script, and I've obviously heard of the other scenes. I've seen a little bit of footage, and just from seeing obviously I cause a lot of chaos as well. But from seeing what they do as well at the same time, simultaneously to what I'm doing, it's just complete destruction and chaos the whole way through, especially at the end. Like the end is just crazy. If you love chaos and destruction and death and everything like that, you're going to be very pleased.
3Ds. That's what I judge horror movies by.
Yeah.
And you're telling me it's at a 10. And I, like I said, this sounds like it's going to be a religious experience for me when it does.
It's going to change you, man.
Hey, and that's for 40 years of watching horror. That's saying something. So hey, Lewis, thank you for being here. Congratulations on your first movie.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Being what's going to be a life-changing experience for me.
Yeah, come back to me. Yeah, come back to me and say, "Oh my God, I'm a changed man." Yeah.
Yep, I got all your information. Will be in the interview. So if you guys want to check out Lewis's IMDb page and all of his future and past stuff that he's been in, you can go there. But once again, thanks and
thank you.
I'd say good luck, but I don't think you guys need it at this point.
No, sorry, you froze there.
Sorry
about that. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Cheers.
All right, man.